purpose of this video is to illustrate how to make an event request to reserve space on campus using 25 Live. 25 Live is a web-based software tool used to schedule spaces around campus and to manage events. Mozilla Firefox is the recommended web browser for use with 25 Live. To access the 25 Live system, go to the following website, www.massbay.edu/events. Once here, click on the 25 Live button. When you arrive at the login page, you may wish to bookmark the page in your browser for easy access in the future. To log on to 25 Live, use your current MassBay credentials. That is, the username and password you would use to log on to your MassBay computer or to Blackboard. Click the Sign In button. In this tutorial, we will focus on creating a single occurrence event request using the Event Wizard. Click on the Event Wizard tab. The wizard will provide a series of screens asking for information along the way to build your event request. Start by entering the event name. Use the drop-down list in the Event Type text box to select the event type. For the primary organization sponsoring the event, begin by typing the name of the organization sponsoring the event. The search engine will find the rest of the name for you. Click on the organization name to select it. Take notice that as you use the wizard to supply information, 25 Live is building the event on the left. Click on the Next button to proceed to the next screen. If you have an idea how many people will show up at your event, click the radio button here and enter a number. In the Event Description text box, type a simple description of the event. Please refrain from using the familiar toolbar at the top of the event description box to alter the format of the description text. Click the Next button when ready to proceed. In this tutorial, we're going to focus on scheduling a one-time event. Click the No button to indicate this is a one-time event. You'll be advanced to the next screen automatically. Here we'll select the date and time for the event. Click the calendar icon to the right of the Event Start text box and select the start date for your event. Click on the time to select the starting time. You'll notice the event end date is grayed out because of this checkbox, indicating the event begins and ends on the same day. This will be true for most events. Select the ending time for your event by clicking on the time and scrolling to select the correct end time. The start and end times should represent the event time frame only and not any additional time you may need for setup and/or breakdown. If you'd like to reserve additional time for setup and/or breakdown, use the tools provided here. For this illustration, we'll request 15 minutes for setup. Click Yes here and use the up arrow to add time. Notice the event duration here on the right. Click the Next button to proceed. Now we need to choose a physical location for the event. We'll talk more about starred locations and resources in another video dedicated to that topic. In short, if there are locations or resources you use on a regular basis, you can star them, similar to bookmarks or favorites on a web browser, making them easier to access in future event requests. There are a number of ways to search for a location. For this illustration, we'll focus on Search by Location Name. Click on Search by Location Name. Take note of the checkbox that reads, Show only my authorized locations that have no time conflicts. We recommend unchecking this box if it's checked. When unchecked, the search results are easier to interpret. If you had a specific location in mind, you can enter the location name. For example, enter W306 for room 306 on the Wellesley Hills campus. Press the Enter key. The search engine produces Wellesley room 306, but also indicates that the room has a conflict with the time you need it for, as indicated by this red triangle. A search method we recommend would be to search a campus by floor. For example, if you wanted to see all spaces on the third floor of the Wellesley Hills campus, enter W3 for your search, then press the Enter key. Here you see a list of all spaces on the third floor of the Wellesley Hills campus, along with the room capacity and whether or not that space is available on the date and time you selected, indicated by the green check mark. To select a room for this reservation, click on one of the available spaces. For this example, we'll use Wellesley room 303. Notice how the room number you selected appears in your event request on the left. Let's click Next to move forward. This screen allows you to select specific resources that you may need for your event. As I mentioned with locations, you can star any resource you use frequently. In this example, you'll note one of my starred resources is a podium microphone. I need one of these for this event, so I will click on it to select it. It's important to note that searching alone will not add a room or resource to your request. It must also be selected. You can see here that once I selected the podium microphone, it was added to the request. You can also search for a resource by name. Click on Search by Resource Name. Enter the name of a resource. Then hit Enter. You'll get a list of resources that include the search criteria you entered. For this event, I want a 6-foot rectangular table outside the room for literature and handouts. Select the resource by clicking on it. Again, notice the resource has been added to the request once it was selected. Click Next to advance to the next screen. Categories filter to specific calendars. It could be a little confusing, but for most situations, unless you are working on a special project, most requests will simply choose Publish on Calendar and click on Next. On this final screen of the Event Wizard, you have the chance to enter some comments. These comments are internal and are only seen by the events team. Type any notes you wish to include. Review your request here on the left. If you spot an error, you can use the back button on each screen to navigate back to the correct screen for editing. If you are satisfied with the event request, click Save. When the save process is complete, take note of the messages on the screen. Note here it says the event request has been submitted for approval. You will receive an email when your event has been confirmed. You will also get an email confirming the request, indicating that it is pending. The events team will review your request, verify all details, and either get back to you for more information or they will approve the request and send a confirmation email. Thanks for watching.